Hi, a little help is canceled.
Hi, this is our last episode.
Hi, it's a little help. You know, your favorite show. On this episode, we're gonna make meatballs. And look, I get it. Your Nonna's meatballs are the best, and nobody's arguing that. But let's be honest, you've been eating those balls your whole life without ever returning the favor. It's time you made some meatballs of your very own. With a little help, you can feed your Nonna meatballs that'll have her saying, Molto bene. Let's go. It's just meatballs. You want a fat content that's on the higher side, so you'll want to choose a ground beef that has 20 to 25% fat. We're gonna go with an 80-20 in this recipe, but I wouldn't stop there. I really like to mix 2 or even 3 different kinds of meat together for my meatballs. You don't have to do this, but it's a great way to get a more complex flavor, and it separates your balls from all the other balls out there. We're gonna add ground pork, and we'll also add some spices you can find in Italian sausage, giving our meatballs a little bit of a sausage vibe. If you're feeling lazy, you can always just use the pre-made stuff. Let's talk all the other stuff. Use fresh herbs. That dry Italian seasoning that's been hanging out in your pantry for years is not doing you any favors. Fresh parsley and oregano and grinding whole spices will make all the difference. For this recipe, we're gonna toast and grind some whole fennel seeds. Next, a bit of ricotta for moisture, and then we're gonna add breadcrumbs and some chopped up white bread to help retain that moisture. And then minced garlic, 2 eggs, Parmesan cheese, and salt and pepper. We'll add some red pepper flake for a little spicy, and a drizzle of olive oil. Okay, so it's time to mix everything up. Skip the spoon or the spatula because we've got a lot of textures going on here, and it's really important to get everything mixed evenly without overmixing. This job calls for 2 clean human handos. It's the most control you can have for even mixing. Just be sure to keep everything contained in your mixing bowl because cross-contamination is real, but if you don't go sloshing things around, you'll be totally fine.
She said 2 hands, she said. But
totally.
She's obviously using 1 hand
Also,
to mix.
get your hair off your head. I just can't stand how she has hair on her head. So we're gonna roll out our meatballs onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. I'm gonna use an ice cream scoop, but you don't have to. You can use your hands. Just make sure to wet or oil your hands before you do so that nothing sticks. Let's cook them. Before you cook the whole batch, make a tiny meatball to test first. This way you can tell if the meat mixture is properly seasoned before it's too late. Once you've sampled it and you know it's delicious, you're good to go. Okay, so you can't just go throwing the raw balls of meat into your sauce. We need to pre-cook them first. Although roasting works, the most flavorful approach is to sear them. We're gonna cook them until a brown crust forms on the outside to seal in all that juicy deliciousness that's going on the inside, and then we'll toss them into the red sauce to cook the rest of the way. They'll probably be cooked all the way through in about 20 minutes. Oh, Maron, look at these meatballs. They're rich and juicy and tender and full of flavor. Your Nonna is gonna be so proud of you. And all you needed was a little help. Next, a bit of ricotta. On my pizza, I like ricotta.
Don't forget the soda and always hold your heart to the America flag.